all over the place. And also your health. You should be screened for certain diseases like typhoid, tuberculosis, diarrhea, and these contagious illnesses. So you know you are fit.
Another aspect of the project was to train instructors of Flair in how to teach using the newly developed curricula. Rosina Ansasapong is an instructor at Flair Catering. She tells her story of how the innovative curricula have made a difference in the level of quality skills training given to subscribers of the program.
The HACCP training we had given us the opportunity to teach the students on hygiene, being personal, food, and kitchen. Now, to do with the food hygiene, we did teach them about chemical food poisoning, bacterial food poisoning. After teaching the students on hygiene, we have seen a very big change in them. Sometimes when you see them cooking, doing their practical lesson, sometimes you see them going outside to cough and then come back and continue with their duties. And then also, I saw a gentleman who had a cat, and he went on to wash around it and put a waterproof dressing, and then came back and then continue with the practical, which shows that he has he really understood what he was being taught.
Industry practitioners have already started tripping in to obtain an upgrade of their skills in food safety and food security. Among the first batch of beneficiaries of the skills training in HACCP was Hannah Adali Morty.
I was taught about personal hygiene, and I learned that when I'm cooking, I have to be neat to prevent contamination and food poisoning. An example is I have to always keep my nails short to prevent germs from entering food when I'm touching it. I was also taught about effective cleaning, and I learned that cleaning is the removal of dirt, grease or dust from any surface, and there are 3 types of energy used when cleaning. There's thermal, there's physical, and there's chemical.
Another beneficiary is Elizabeth Quatten, a caterer.
And I know that I have to cover my hair to prevent food contamination, because air can easily fall into the food, and that bacteria is known as staphylococci because it's found on the body as well. I also know that I have to practice good food hygiene to prevent food poisoning, and that's consuming contaminated food carrying microorganisms. I also know that I have to practice a proper personal hygiene habit. And I know that after completing Flair Catering service and I set up my own business, I can put this training into practice to ensure good food safety hygiene.
The Ghana National Chef Association was one of the collaborators of the HACCP training program. The association has received a grant from SDF to train over 400 its members in HACCP, reveals the president of the association, Stephen Kofijila. The association strongly believes that subscribing to the HACCP program will be very beneficial to the local chef industry.
One of the examples is the tourists that comes to Ghana. They always complain that the Ghanaian salads are not safe. So this training will equip our chefs in the kitchen to enable them prepared good salad, know all the things that they will use to come out with a beautiful, to come out with a safe salad. Now, the tourists that comes here want a safety place to lay their head, want a safety place to eat, want a safety place to go. And so when they have all these things, when our people, the chefs have this training, it will enhance them, it will enable them to equip them to do a good job in the kitchen. And the tourists will have more confidence in our hotels. All the 4-star, 5-star, 3-star hotels are all headed by the expatriate chefs. Why? Because our chefs have no basic training in HACCP. they don't have the HACCP certificate. So the hotels, the international hotels, are not ready to employ them. It is now that we have got somebody who is ready to train our chefs in HACCP, who have the international recognition, Flair Catering. I am very happy that this company, Covet, is ready to support us and train Ghanaian chefs so that most of us will have the certificate in HACCP. These are basic qualifications to take you to the kitchen, to take you to the high level in the kitchen as a chef, or as an executive chef, or as even a sous chef. Without this basic qualification, you cannot be recognized. Because of this, my people are not being recognized. Now, we are happy that Flair Catering is going to offer this course, and I am happy, and I'm calling all those chefs to attend this course so that it can improve their HACCP and their working condition in Ghana.
In view of the introduction of HACCP curricula and catering training programs, the future obviously looks bright for trainees in the hospitality industry, observes Herbert Fraser, consultant, Hotel Solutions. The potential for workers in the hospitality industry with a HACCP certification to get jobs with international hoteliers is great. Food safety is also guaranteed if all food handlers would acquire such certification.
In my view, somebody who deals with food needs to know the minimum requirement of what is to be done and what the risks involved are in his or her involvement in the process. And HACCP does that. HACCP is a system. It is very standard in other parts of the world already for years. And it's not only to do with washing your hands. It's also to do with how you treat certain foods, how you store them, what can be stored together, what needs to be stored separately, the temperatures in your fridge and your freezer capacity, and most importantly, how before turning a raw product into an end product, everything needs to be treated in a way that the risk is limited to an absolute minimum before it's served to the client at the right temperature. But to me, the initiative of training people in the process of food handling, being it from the suppliers to the staff that handle the food, to the purchase managers and the store managers that store it, all the way up to the people who do the elementary service of turning something raw into something as an end product, is essential and should not be underestimated. So with the introduction of this program, my view is the future looks much brighter.
My name is Samuel Bolu. When the European market switched on to the new variety called MD2, it was very difficult for us to adopt to the new variety because we don't have the technology. The land preparation is quite different. The fertilization, almost everything was different. And at the end, if you continue the way it was, we would have ended up even closing up the farm. Thanks to SDF, we received a grant of 248,000 Ghana cedis, which enabled us to bring in a Costa Rican consultant who is currently teaching us to cultivate the new variety MD2. At the moment, we have been able to increase our yield from 20 tons to 80 tons per hectare, and we are able to sell to European and North American market.
The Skills Development Fund, SDF, supports small, medium and large-scale businesses to undertake skills upgrading of their staff and acquire innovative technology required to enhance their productivity and increase their competitiveness in the local and global market. Starting this April, watch SDF Diaries on the Joy News channel on Multi TV every Saturday, 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. SDF, managed by Cuthbert, is an initiative of the Government of Ghana with support from the World Bank and Danida.
Flair Catering School is arguably one of the finest catering schools in Ghana. With the support from SDF, the future for the hospitality sector is definitely bright. My name is Albert Ankra, and I say a big thank you to you for making time to join me on SDF Diaries. Please make a date with me, same time next week. Bye-bye.